Hey everybody, Mr. the Fanboy here, Douglas Blair Roberts here, back for another review, and this time this is my full review of both Bellator 207 and Bellator 208. I wanted to review Bellator 207 yesterday, but I decided to postpone it to today because I have various connection issues. Actually, I always have various connection issues around the time um around midnight and at several points during the afternoon. My webcam works in late afternoon, early evening. My internet connection works best in the mornings and early afternoon. But I mentioned the problem I have during the day with my webcam, and that's syncing it with my body. And like I said, I can't stand the way my skin looks in the daylight, so that's why you see a lot of videos at night. So I decided to combine both of these reviews. That's Bellator 207 and 208. Let's start off with 207. 200. Let's start with Bellator 207. The first part will be off camera. The second part, I will review the rest of the show on camera. This was the Ryan Bader, Matt Mitrione, Grand Prix semifinal, semifinal match. The show started off with Mandel Naito defeated Carrington Banks by TKO with a knee in round 2 in an awesome fight to start the show. Didn't care much for either fighter. But I'm looking forward to seeing more from these two in the future. But this was an awesome fight to get me hyped and ready for the rest of the show. Corey Browning, much to my surprise, defeated Kevin Ferguson Jr., Kimbo Slice's son, by TKO punches in round 2. Kevin Ferguson, he controlled most of the fight with his wrestling. This was a pretty good wrestling fight. As much as I hate those, this was a good one right here. Next was Lorenz Larkin defeating Ian Pascal. I remember that from yesterday by unanimous decision. Now I'm about to make my grand entrance for the main events for the main events of the night.
Chill, boss man. I got this, yeah. Can't be touched, can't be stopped, can't be moved, can't be rocked, can't be shook. We hot. When will you niggas learn? Came to get crunk, came to bring life, came to get started, came to get right. Turn down the music, turn up my mic. When will you niggas learn? I mean what I speak, I do as I say. I hustle a lot, trying to get in my way. I'm pimping my hoes, I'm jacking my foes. Be that police, conduct my POs. I ain't going to court, you can call the judge. Tell him kiss my ass, cause I ain't gon' bug. And I ain't going back to lock up. You're trying to clock to pop up. I ain't going back to broke, and I'm never gonna stop the puffin'. Not for nothing. The block they need me, the streets they need me. The club scene, nigga, it's mine, believe me. You don't believe me? Can't be touched, can't be stopped, can't be moved, can't be rocked, can't be shook. We hot. When will you niggas learn? Came to get crunk, came to bring life, came to get started, came to get right. Turn down the music, turn up my mic. When will you niggas learn? Open your hearts for me, look what I got for you. You in the presence of greatness, I make it hot for you. Pass the rock to.
Yeah, like I said, I was gonna finish the two main events on camera and the rest of this review, which will be after the main events, Bellator 208 on camera. Okay, let's talk about the main events. That was Roy Nelson taking on Sergey Kartanov. Wait, what was the next fight again? Yeah, Sergey Kartanov taking on Roy Nelson in a Grand Prix semifinal. This was, like I said earlier, I reviewed this fight. I reviewed this fight. I reviewed this fight, which will also be uploaded to our Mr. the Fanboy and Douglas Blair Roberts channels. Um, I saw this fight and I enjoyed it. This was an awesome brawl with, of course, Karchinov finishing off Roy Nelson with the knee. One of the more memorable parts of the match when Roy Nelson foolishly tried a takedown and Karchinov hit him to the boos of the crowd, hit Roy Nelson with a knee to the head. I love the knee to the head. The only thing I hated about that knee to the head was it was illegal, and the referee ordered a brief stoppage of the match because of that. In my opinion, that knees to the head should be legal. You should not be doing all that wrestling crap in an MMA fight. Do all that towards the end of the fight. Not as not like in the beginning, man. Wear them down first, then go for that wrestling stuff. If you're gonna be doing that wrestling stuff, but yeah, awesome fight, and both of these shows were awesome. A great thumbs way up to Bellator. I'm going to be doing my salute, praise, and a small rant on Bellator in the next video. But this right here is praise and approval to Bellator for two awesome shows. That was Bellator 207 yesterday and Bellator 208 today. What an awesome series of shows. The main event was Matt Mitrione and oh yeah, Ryan Bader, which this was not as exciting as all of the other fights of the night. This was mostly a wrestling bout with Ryan Bader, mostly wrestling. Matt Mitrione, but this was still pretty good in a solid main event. But I kind of wanted another slugfest. But this was a pretty good wrestling style fight. Disappointed that Matt Mitrione didn't come away with the win. I wanted him to win. I wanted him to win the fight. Everyone that I wanted to win in this show, for the most part, won. Everyone I predicted to win and wanted to win won. The first three matches I remember, I didn't care much for. And Kimbo Slice, Kevin Ferguson Jr., Kimbo Slice's son, much to my surprise, lost the fight. And of course, the Sergey Kartanov, Roy Nelson fight, I wanted Kartanov to win. I wanted veteran fighter Kartanov to win, and I got that. Won, and in TKO fashion, too. Yeah, Bellator 207. Awesome, phenomenal show. Now it's time for 208. Yeah, the show started off with Henry Corrales defeating Andy Mann in a awesome bout. TKO punches in round three at 2 minutes and 6 seconds of round three. Anatoly Tokarov defeated Alexander Shlemenko by unanimous decision. Love the fight, awesome fight, especially my boy Shlemenko, who was dominating most of the fight, and Anatoly demonstrated some great ground game in wrestling, which is how he won this fight. I like how in the first round, Alexander Shlemenko, he is such an awesome, exciting fighter. Immediately coming out with a jab punch combo, followed by a small roundhouse kick. Later in the fight, he did another punch combo, which ended with a spinning back fist, and Tokarov ducked it like in the movies and tackled him to the ground with another wrestling-related takedown. I hate the decision. Shlemenko should have won this fight. Only thing I don't like about Bellator are their judges. They can't judge fights to save their lives, and they always favor wrestlers. Yeah. Next fight was Chet Congo taking on Timothy Johnson, and Chet Congo won as I wanted and predicted. But this fight ended a little bit too fast. He defeated him quickly. It was over before they both started coming out punches, and Chet Congo immediately knocked Johnson down with a right or left, and just finished him right there. Happy to see Chet Congo on the card, and happy to see him win right here. Next was Ben Henderson and Saad Awad battling to a decision for Benson Henderson. I wanted Saito Wide to win, so small disappointment there, but good fight nonetheless. Now the main event of the night: Fedor Emelianenko destroyed Chael Sonnen. I predicted Fedor Emelianenko to win, but Chael Sonnen, how good he is at wrestling and boxing. So you never know. But I predicted Fedor Emelianenko to win because he's in my opinion a much better fighter than Chael Sonnen. Fedor Emelianenko, you're talking about one of the best in the MMA game today, and both these guys are old, so there is no age comparison. Both of these guys are 40 plus years old, so there's no age comparison. But Fedor Emelianenko just destroyed, squashed, and humiliated Chael Sonnen in this match. I like how Fedor Emelianenko, when he kept knocking him to the ground, I like how instead of going to the ground with him, now you're like, no, stand up, let's finish this. Stand up. He kept being a good sport in the match. And Chael Sonnen, when it was over, admitted Fedor Emelianenko was the best. Because before, I loved the pre-hype build up to this fight with Chael Sonnen constantly taking shots at Fedor Emelianenko and also mocking the fans, saying this is America, yet they're cheering Russia. They're gonna be cheering Chael Sonnen. Nah, cheering Fedor Emelianenko because he's the best. His race doesn't matter, man. Race doesn't matter. But an awesome fight, man. Awesome fight. Can't wait for Fedor and Ryan Bader. And I guess the winner of that, like I said, will face Kartanov. Will defend their championship against Kartanov. So yeah, like I said, thumbs, round of applause, and thumbs way up for Bellator for 2 awesome shows, man. I can't wait for the next one, November 16th, which has Patrice Fier and Phil Davis coming back, and King Mo, he will be fighting at a later card this year. King Mo, he will be making his return fighting at a later card. Bellator, so much better than the UFC, in my opinion. All right, people, I'm done. Hit my music.
Knock it, I run with it. Here for the game and all the pussy that come with it. So full of focus, I'm insisting on keeping it going. The franchise, I exist in a league of my own. Expect attention, I'm familiar with being ignored. The true back, can't locking and closing the door. Brick wall in the road, I won't move. The king, I'm like Roy in the ring, I can't lose. Show the face that will compare to man. You wanna walk? Motherfucker ain't hard to find. I holler back, nigga. Can't be touched, can't be stopped, can't be moved, can't be rocked, can't be shook. We hot. When will you niggas learn? Came to get crunk, came to bring life, came to get started, came to get it right. Turn down the music, turn down my mic. When will you I move when my heart say move. Feels like a lion, got nothing to prove. Stopping up a hot damn mule. God in my corner.